Okay, we're going to be talking about the Southampton-West Ham 1-1 draw. To be fair, first half was good from us, surprisingly good actually. The lineup was fine, didn't really have too many issues. It was mostly surprising to see just Ward-Prowse and Maitland-Niles in a two-man pivot. Was a little bit surprising, probably would have expected Diallo, but they did decently well. They did okay, especially in the first half. We did well in the first half. I think we had, 7 shots on target or 6 shots on target in that first half. Adams should have at least scored 1, maybe even 2. One of them was a poor finish, one of them was a better save. But still probably should have scored at least 1. Again, it's just the same story. We don't take our chances in the first half, and then the second half we eat shit, really. Second half, it's difficult because West Ham have a lot more quality than us, and especially off the bench. They bring on players like Lanzini, Antonio, and Ben Rama and shit, and we're just like, okay, we're bringing on a doozy who's played like 2 senior games in his life. So it is difficult to sort of adapt to that. Obviously, Bella Kotchap getting injured was a big loss. I mean, you could say maybe the second half was a bit harder without Bella Kotchap. Obviously, Keltakar, I think, was fine. He didn't really do anything wrong. But obviously, Bella Kotchap is probably our best centre-back, even though Salazar's just as good, but I think Bella Kotchap is superior in a lot of things. I think we defended from crosses and set pieces pretty well. We were just a bit lackluster, putting pressure on the ball outside of the box. But overall, I mean, at the end of the day, I would have probably taken a point before the game happened. It was a difficult game. West Ham are a good team. They were just starting to get some points on the board. We're obviously in a bad patch. But I think it's a game of two halves. First half good, second half not good. And people complaining about, Ralph trying to bring on Lianco at 60th minute when we're up 1-0. Like, he saw the pattern the game was going to go. He saw that we were struggling. He saw that we were not getting out, that we were just sitting behind the ball, going deeper, deeper, deeper. If that's going to happen and we can't really change anything about that, might as well bring on another centre-back and try and shore up the defence and then maybe get a counter. And obviously, people complaining that, why would you do that? Motherfucker, we haven't won in 4 games. Like, you want to win, right? You want a clean sheet. And he's seeing the pattern. He's seeing the pattern where we are sitting too deep. They're getting too much ball in and around the area. We need more defence. It's really that simple. And obviously they scored without bringing him on and then changed plans. And then we brought 4 subs on. We brought, Dozy, Mara and all that. And we take off Adams. Adams' first half was very much at the heart of it. Bullying people, getting in behind, again, should have scored. But then, second half, he didn't do anything. And obviously that needs changing. If we want to try and counter, try and get out from our defence and try and attack, you can't have someone who's just not doing anything, even if he's had a good first half. So I understand why I took him off. Again, I don't think Mara is that good. I think he's got the talent, I think he's got the potential, but at the moment, he's just not at it. He doesn't provide anything. He really doesn't provide anything. And I think that's because he's more of a provider when we're on the front foot. We're the one pushing a team back, and he has more time in the final third, more space. But when he's just isolated, when he has to create something out of nothing, or where he has to hold the ball up, he's not good at that. And we saw that. He didn't do anything. He hasn't done anything since that Leeds game. It's difficult at the moment because obviously people want Ralph out, whatever. It's difficult because there's patterns of play where we do well, and then it's sort of like it's the same thing every time where someone's done something stupid pass, shit touch, shoots from fucking a stupid angle. That's our pattern. The problem we have in this team, and I've said it again, is the transition from defence to attack. I think midfield is very lackluster, and obviously people are saying Ward-Prowse isn't playing well, which is true. Like, Ward-Prowse isn't playing well, but I think that's because he's forced to be more defensive. He's forced to be more of a defensive midfielder because, again, Lavia's not there, and I've said it multiple times, I don't think he trusts Diallo. He doesn't trust Maitland-Niles to be that defensive. I think Maitland-Niles was fine today, but again, he's not a holding, but he's not really that type of player. So Ward-Prowse has to cover that a lot, and then obviously he's going to struggle to really bring the ball forward when he has to be deep. And I don't think we got in the pockets enough, the number 10 pockets in between the defence and midfield. I think Aribo was fine, but a lot of the time it felt like we were going long to him and long to Adams, and it's sort of like sometimes we just need to relax and play out from the back. And obviously it's not going to happen every time, but I think we're good enough to do it. I think defensively we have great players, technical players. I think they can all play a ball pretty easily. Ward-Prowse is great on the ball. It's hard. I just think, honestly, we need signings, to be honest. I think defensively, I think we've fixed a lot of the defensive issues, but again, we're still leaking goals. I think it's part of the midfield. We don't have the holding mid. Obviously, Lavia not there. Romeo left. And before anyone cries about Romeo, he wants to go back to Spain. You can't really do much when a player wants to leave, okay? So it's not really anyone's fault. He just wanted to go home. Fair enough. He's been a great servant. Just let him, do what he wants. I think without Lavia, obviously, it's tough. Diallo's not good enough as a holding midfielder to trust him to shield the back line. Aitley Maitland-Niles isn't a defensive mid. Ward-Prowse isn't a defensive mid. So I think we struggle, and I think that's why we're forcing the 4-4-2, because we don't have that holding midfielder in a 3 or a 4-2-3-1, and we need the wings defended, and that's why we have the wingers as a flat 4. And obviously the two up front are sort of protecting that central area, which we wouldn't need if we had that defensive mid, and then we could be more expansive in 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed with the result. I would say probably better than expected. Obviously, I predicted us to lose, and we could have lost that game pretty easy, but then we also could have been up 3-0 at half-time. So it's difficult to really say I'm disappointed. I think first half was good, second half was bad, and that's sort of the trope at the moment. It's either we play bad first half, we're down 2-0, we have to try and come back, or the opposite way, we take a lead and then we collapse. But that's not always down to Ralph, especially the Everton game. You can't blame Ralph for them conceding 2 shit goals in 5 minutes. And obviously the Rice goal, it was a good goal. And obviously there's complaints about foul throw and Walker-Peters or whatever, ref getting in the way and stuff. But at the end of the day, I think we were fine. A point's a point. Now we go to Bournemouth. Bournemouth is a must-win, really. Again, one of the newly promoted teams, they're naturally going to be a bit weaker than us, but at the moment they're not showing it, are they? They're much better than us. So I think if Ralph was to lose Bournemouth and then to lose Arsenal, I think he'd probably go. Obviously, I don't know who they'd bring in. Obviously, we've been rumoured with former Leipzig and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's a difficult time because I don't want to see Ralph go, because I think he's done very well for us with the zero budget he's had, basically. And he's kept us afloat comfortably, really. There's not really been a season under him where we've gone, fuck, we're going to get relegated, coming down to the last 2 games, oh shit, we're going to go. So he's done well enough in that aspect. I think this season, I think he did deserve time. I think Lavia's injury, and now obviously Bella-Kotchap injured, is not helping him at all, considering even though they're young, they are 2 of our probably 4 best players in the team. So it's a big loss, but we go again for Bournemouth. I think there was positives. It was just really that second half. And at the end of the day, we did defend well, I thought, but we're just not defending well enough. Yeah. That's about all I've got for you. I think I rambled a bit too much there. There was a lot to talk about. I would like to see us be a bit very attacking from the start against Bournemouth. I'm talking 4-2-3-1, fucking high press, everything. But I don't think we really press anymore, which is probably down to the fact that we don't have the legs to do it. We don't have the squad depth to be able to press every game. But I think when it comes to this sort of area, we have to push high, we have to high press, because we need points. We need to take advantage of the early game, putting pressure on the opposition and seeing if we can nick a goal, nick 2. But that's it. Obviously, midweek against Bournemouth. I'll probably put out a preview tomorrow. Obviously, that's not normally on the schedule, but I'll do it tomorrow because obviously it's midweek. I am going to change the schedule, so if you give a shit, have a look. I'm just changing when the streams for FIFA Career Mode and the videos will be uploaded, and obviously the previews I'm going to change as well. So yeah, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow for a review plus a FIFA stream if you want to join. And yeah, that's it. See ya.